Everyone, welcome back to another Q&A. We're here with Murray to discuss his sermon from Sunday. Really felt encouraged, Murray, from it after just thinking about the confidence that we can have in the Lord and holding fast to those promises. And so before we get into a little Q&A, why don't you remind the listeners about your sermon on Sunday?
Hebrews 10, 19 through 25 comes on the heels of 9 chapters worth of telling us who Christ is and what he's accomplished. And then we get that transitional word, therefore. Therefore, brothers or sisters, how are we then to live in light of all that Christ has accomplished? And the fundamental thing that Hebrews 10, 19 through 25 encourages us to do is to hold fast to Christ, because he's holding fast to us, and to the hope that we have not only in this life, but in the life that is to come. And that confidence that he's holding fast to us ought to give us the freedom to live our life faithfully to him.
Yeah, so before we were talking about how the confidence that I have in approaching the Lord, how might that manifest its way or spill over into confidence I can have in living my life as mission? Like having that freedom you're talking about to live my life as mission.
Well, if you think about living life as mission as everything that we do is kingdom work, whether it's the way that we raise our kids, whether it's the way that we interact with our neighbors, whether it's the way that we interact with the people at the grocery store, or the way that we are intentional about sharing God's word with a coworker or a family member that doesn't know and love the Lord. One of the things that this text teaches us is that since we are held fast by God, then we have confidence that we can't mess up God's purposes as we are stumbling our way through, right?
Yeah.
I think of just a practical example of that. I'm asked all the time, well, give me some things to say to my family member who objects to X part of Christianity. And we can go through that exercise, but really the objection that person has is, I don't feel equipped to know all the answers to the questions that they might have. And I think part of what Hebrews 10, 19 through 25 is teaching us is, if we're being held fast to the Lord, then we have freedom to be bold in our faith, knowing that we can't mess things up. God's not going to let us go, and if he's got a hold of them, he's not going to let them go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Because I think going back to a lot of people struggle with, well, I don't have the confidence because I don't know all the answers. Well, you would say your confidence actually isn't in the Lord and the work that he's laid out before you. It would be in yourself.
That's right.
And so reorienting our confidence and holding fast to the promises that God has accomplished, that God has, I think, helps us shift our focus back to the object of God and not ourselves, right? And trying to live life as mission.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if we're wanting to have all the answers, then we're having confidence not in the Lord who's faithful, but in our ability to be faithful.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then you think about how someone who doesn't have all the answers in terms of their life put all together to even be able to approach the Lord. Like it was always what the Lord did before to get them there, for them to find that encouragement. So,
yeah.
That was an encouraging word yesterday.
Good.
It got me thinking a lot. So I enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions, if there's any topics you'd like for us to discuss, we would love to discuss them here. But we thank you for listening and thank you for your support.